Doubles and coffee. You know, after reading through all the evidence and the affidavit to the CPEP matter that has just been referred to the DPP for investigation by the police, by the fraud squad, by the anti-corruption bureau and so on, and reading through the affidavits and just thinking about what type of people this PNM under Rowley really were. When you think about leaders really choose people in their own likeness. I've been trying to tell you all that. And Rowley's track record from since national quarries back in the late 1970s through his senatorial positions and his ministerial positions in the PNM to Scarborough Hospital and Landgate, Greenvale, his Minister of Housing, his Minister of Planning, Integrated Planning, where his friends' assets went up from 10 million to 850 million. Then him and Noel Garcia in Las Alturas, Edinburgh Towers, come up the line. His attacks on Manning because Calder Hart chose some other contractor that he didn't like. Then his email gate. Now you all know about the email gate, but what I want you to do for a moment is think about the human being who would know in their heart after reading documents that what they had there was total fabrication, lies, concoctions. They weren't even emails. How could a human being for a sustained period of time, for 6 months, hold on to those things, pass them around, try to inveigle others, to bring harm on human beings based on total fallacies, total lies? Think about how much of a scumbucket you have to be to then call a parliament, call it right to the speaker, and call a motion of no confidence in a sitting prime minister, duly elected by the people, performing brilliantly, serving the people, using the resources of the people to help poor people, to help those most in need, creating jobs, smooth roads, water. And Keith Rowley, knowing full well that he was lying on another human being, stood up in Parliament for over an hour and read out something that is known as email gate, when 29 of 31 of those things were not even emails. They did not have enough characters. If you type it in, it will go absolutely nowhere. What kind of human being would do that? How could that human being sleep knowing that they were lying on others? Straight out Franco, man. Look how many minutes, hours of videos, doubles and coffee, Douglas politics, speeches, interviews, press conferences that I have done. And I have a passionate dislike for Keith Rowley because he's not a man, he's a scumbucket. He will use his position as a teacher to impregnate a girl of school age. He does brush man in his cabinet, brush the wife. This is not a human being that you could even line with. This is someone of low character. This is a slug. So I detest Keith Rowley. Have you all ever heard me lie on Keith Rowley once? Once? Not even by mistake. Even though I detest him. But this man would get up and for a sustained period of years lie on other human beings, straight through his teeth, double down, triple down, quadruple down, even when person after person, expert, commissioner of police, integrity commission, everybody say, but what nonsense are you talking? These things are not emails. Then he, aided and abetted by who? Who is the man who came up with the comment and the issue that it doesn't matter whether those things were actually emails. What matters is the content. Content of something that does not exist. You know who came up with that fallacious, dishonest, disgusting position and disseminated it into the public space with the help of the PNM fake news media? Faris Al-Rawi is the man who created that concept that Never mind whether they were emails. You have to investigate the content of something that does not exist. And the PNM fake news media allowed that to go. They didn't print. Lie. Rowley, a lie. Faris, a lie. Disgusting PNM. They could have saved this country 9.5 years of torture. Look at the human beings. And now that Faris Al-Rawi, he have to answer questions in CPEP. He have to answer questions for the indemnity issue with Nelson Gate when the PNM took Malcolm Jones out of court and paid Nelson his fees, held them back until he produced a witness statement against other human beings to take them away from their children. Faris had to answer questions on rental and approvals and whether his building could have legitimately received rent. Faris have questions to answer all over the place. CPEP, indemnity, Nelson Gate, rentals, and the Jack Warner extradition now. Pay attention to that one, because the kind of nonsense, but this is the character of the people. Rowley found Faris. Rowley specifically chose Faris. And that's the kind of people that were ruling this country, and they still want to talk. Think about the kind of human being you had to be to concoct an issue about FUL because you disagree or you fighting down a man or a commissioner of police who didn't agree with you, whatever, or your fallout, and you go by a president, cause the president to breach section 123(4) of the Constitution and make Bliss Sipasad misbehave in public office because you didn't want a man to get a work that he top a list on. And in order to let the population feel that you were right, that what you were doing was just, that you are not a disgusting, nasty amoeba, that is Rowley, you had to create an issue with the FUL. Then you go on and tell police, hound down arms dealers, legitimate businessmen, leading to the debacle and the kidnapping of Brent Thomas. Think about that. When you read the Brent Thomas case, and then you involve Mia Amon Motley and Mia Amon Motley, I'm losing respect for you daily. I hear you was liming with Rowley 2 weeks ago for 2 days. Mia Amon Motley, who asked your government to allow the Impacts plane to bring Trinidad and Tobago police officers to land on your sovereign soil in your airport without documentation, without extradition, without warrant, without legal papers, to go in a man's hotel room and kidnap him out the hotel room when the police in Trinidad knew he was going to see his doctors. He sent a letter to them to let them know exactly where he was going. Mia Amon Motley, you're not answering. You're still liming with Rowley. What kind of human being will do that? Kidnap a man, bring him down, try to charge him, decimate his character. A man who had served this country in every sphere. A man who had supplied national security with technology and equipment for decades. A man who had trained officers. But Rowley wanted to create an issue, wanted you to believe that there was some issue with legitimate legal FULs. And a man was kidnapped. A judge, Devendra Rampasad, said it's the most heinous crime committed, that the man was kidnapped, all for Rowley to try to perpetuate a lie. What kind of human beings are these? Think about it. I tell you, I detest them. Look at this video. They're always asking Rowley, how come you don't sue Anil Roberts? How come you don't have him before the court? How come when he say them women in the cabinet just walk down your steps home by you in Goodwood Park, which he renovate now, he changed, pass some 3 dogs, pass a parrot, down the steps, open a dungeon door, and wait on the red couch? Because Anil Roberts don't lie on Rowley at any point in time. Everything I say on him is true. You don't have to lie on a monster. You don't have to lie on a scumbucket. Rowley is a scumbucket. Think about these human beings and then add on all the others that Rowley selected for 9.5 years to persecute persecute you, to oppress the people. Camille, Robinson, Regis, who didn't even take maths. Fitzgerald, Ethelbert, narcolepsy, Sleepy, Sativa, ride a horse with an 8-year-old boy in his lap, Pomsy T. Hines. Those were the people. Call Imba, laugh at you on the pain, attack the Auditor General, leave the PNM where they are, they're rotten and they're disgusting. And Faris, boy, we're doing a little care package for you. The people want to make sure that you are well taken care of in the place that you will be staying next. Bless.